So we've been asked to say a few intelligent words, and right there I was stuck. But I just want to say, Daniel, you have been an absolute joy the whole of your life to us, and every memory we have of you is joyous. And Jacinta, welcome to our family. You're the third Mrs. Brackenzick in the country. Congratulations. A very exclusive club. And we're just so thrilled to be here today and to see you, beautiful couple, married. And we pray for you every day. And I think that's the thing. If I wanted to say one thing, it is to pray together. Pray for each other and with each other every day. And you can't go wrong when you put God first and when you talk to him about everything. That goes a long way in making your marriage work. I love you so much.
Yeah, what your mother said, Daniel. Jacinta, you are in for a lifetime of entertainment. Ever from when he was little, like brand new, he was always smiling. People said, "Oh no, that's wind." I said, "No, he knows something." And he did. Daniel was a challenge, a good challenge. He made me the man I am today. But no, I'm proud of you, mate. I really am. I think as a parent, speaking for myself, if your children, I guess, perhaps you shouldn't compare, but when you compare your children to how you were at that age, mate, I'm so proud of you.
I want to hear those stories.
Jacinta, ask him about the gee fish.
He won't remember.
He won't remember. He was only a little. Yeah, I'll tell you.
We'll tell you.
Yeah, Daniel and Alice were. Daniel was maybe 18 months, just starting to sort of understand things, and we're on a road trip between Melbourne and Adelaide, and he had his blankie. It was a sheepskin. And with his limited vocabulary in the English language, he called it his gee fish. Anyway, we're driving along, just cruising. 3 hours into the trip, and we hear gee fish. Gee fish. Oh, gee fish. And then we twigged he's left his blankie behind. And that was the day Daniel took his first step into manhood. Val, his mother, gently explained to him he was a growing up boy now, and growing up boys don't need gee fish, and there'll be another little kid back where we'd left who would probably appreciate it. So, no, and he took it on board. He believed us. But no, welcome into the family, Jacinta. We don't have in-laws, we have family. Have children. No, seriously, Daniel, I'm so proud of you. Sometimes you leave me in awe, and you always have from when you were brand new. But yeah, I'm so proud of you, mate. God bless you both. And Nick, thanks for stealing my thunder. I was going to talk about the three-stranded cord too. And I was talking to one of my brothers just recently, and I said, if it wasn't for my faith in Jesus Christ, I don't know where I'd be now. And if there's anything I'd leave with you, as his mum said, just make Jesus at the centre of your marriage. Yep, thank you.
I would like to welcome you all here today to help Jacinta and Daniel celebrate their wedding. I researched the meaning of the name Jacinta, and its Greek meaning is beautiful and is derived from the name of a precious stone and also relates to the Greek flower hyacinth. The Spanish meaning is hyacinth or purple. It also said that people with this name tend to be a powerful force for all whose lives they touch. They are capable, charismatic leaders who often undertake large endeavours with great success. They value truth, justice and discipline, and may be quick-tempered with those who do not hold these values. I think this sums up Jacinta beautifully. Jacinta was a long-awaited and much-loved sister who Sonia had waited 4.5 years for her arrival, even though she told her nana she'd really wanted a brother. Sonia was a great little mother to Jacinta, and there was absolutely nothing she wouldn't do for her. Jacinta called her Wawa, which later became Gongi. Around 5 years of age, on a cold winter's night, Jacinta spent the night going from our bed into hers several times. After this has happened 4 or 5 times, she came in again and said, "Could you get a double adapter and plug my bed lamp in?" I was far too cold and too tired, so I put my arm around her and said, "Hop in here with Mummy." She promptly burst into tears and said, "How come you treat me like a dead rat all night?" And now you're treating me like a queen. I couldn't help but laugh as we'd had a mouse plague and she knew what I thought of rats and mice. At around 10 years of age, she started competing in high jump, long jump and triple jump, and she couldn't wait until she was old enough to go away to compete in her school. She did this very successfully and went on to represent her school in Bundaberg, Gympie and Brisbane. She once told me she'd been born to jump, and she willingly practiced daily. Sonia loved her little sister until she started high school. The problem was Sonia wanted to go to school at 8 a.m, and Jacinta, who was very much a mummy's girl, did not like to go to school until 8:55, just as the bell was being rung. Despite her lack of enthusiasm for school, she did extremely well at anything she attempted, including academic and sporting achievements, as well as being involved with swimming club, ballet, which involved many concerts, little A's and craft. She was a very quiet child, and her craft teacher's husband, Russell, 80-odd, told me he thought he might marry Jacinta, as at least he would get it a word in edgeways, as his wife Esther never stopped talking. Jacinta did beautiful work and even won prizes at the Brisbane exhibition for her cross-stitch bell pulls. I'm sure most of you will be in possession of at least one of her beautiful handmade cards. She was always a pet lover and always had dogs, both big and small, cats, budgies, guinea pigs and goldfish, all of which attended the local pet show. One year she had 22 entries. No, not 22 pets, they just got entered into every possible category. Best kept, softest coat, most colourful, etc., etc. When Jacinta was asked by our pastor if she was missing Sonia after she'd gone to Japan as a Rotary exchange student for 12 months, her reply was, "Should I?" I am pleased to say she did finally miss her, and when Sonia would get homesick and rang for a chat, they would sing The Gambler to each other, and that cheered each other up. Very important, that song, The Gambler. We are very proud of Jacinta's achievements and all her overseas travelling she does, but few will know what a miracle this really is. When she was about 8 years of age, we joined Amway. I was asked what I would do if I made $1 million. I said, I won't answer that question, as I know I won't make that sort of money from selling Amway. Next morning, Jacinta said, I know what you could do if you did make $1 million. You could buy Sonia and I a house. I said, we'd probably have to buy Sonia one in Paris, as she doesn't like Mandubra. and maybe we could buy you one in Leichhardt Street. She asked me where that was. I explained it was where the doctor's surgery was, just one street away. She said, "Oh, I thought we could buy Mr. Latz's, which was the house next door." I said, "What if he's still living there?" Not likely, as he was in his 80s then. She said, "Well, what about Auntie Aggie's? She lives straight across the street." We thought she was never going to leave Mandubra. Moving to Brisbane for uni and completing 2 degrees was a big step for her. Then she moved to Canberra for 12 months. Now the rest is history. She's become a globetrotter, travelling overseas several times a year for work as well as pleasure. Her nana had been very worried because Jacinta wasn't married, or at least had a boyfriend. She said she couldn't die in peace until she knew that Jacinta was happy. She and her nan correspond regularly, and this subject was often mentioned. The following is a text that Jacinta sent me on the 19th of June 2016 from the airport, just before she flew to Geneva for a conference. Here goes. "Forgot to tell you, I got Nana's birthday invitation in the mail yesterday. Tell her I'll be there with bells on. Also, I've met a boy, so now she can die happy." Keep going, I haven't finished yet. But since she's already sent out the invitation, she may as well stick around for the party. My reply was, she'll be happy about the boy even if he's just a pretend one. Her reply, "He's very offended you don't believe he's real." Daniel, we are so happy that you are real. Thanks for coming to visit us for Ray's birthday in February and to see where Jacinta grew up and find out lots of stories about her childhood. We have no doubt you are both very much in love and God has brought you together. Welcome to our family. We hope you will continue to think that we are all right as your in-laws. We have waited many, many years to gain a son-in-law, and I can't believe we now have 2 in less than 6 months. God bless you all.
Well, I guess that's just about covered it all, hasn't it? Doesn't leave me a lot. All right. I'd just like to thank everyone for being here tonight, especially those who've travelled a fair way. And to celebrate, of course, Daniel and Sonia's, Jacinta's, oh my goodness. I'll get it right in a minute. I'll read the paper. Daniel and Jacinta's big day. Well, I'm finally losing my little chicken. Jacinta Louise had a few nicknames. A little chicken, Squirt, and when she was at high school it was Jack. But the little chicken is stuck and it's still here today. So, Daniel, I'm giving you my little chicken. Please take care of her. And may God bless you both. I love both of you dearly. Thank you.
Well, what a privilege it is to be here tonight to celebrate this special occasion of seeing the last of my little princess nieces married. I've only got 2, and there they are. So I know you're now Mrs. Brackensick, yes? I've got it. But I just wanted to let you know that you probably recall being called Missy by Jessie all these years, so you're going to have to stick with Missy still, sorry. Okay, Mum, who is Jacinta's nana, has asked me to read this out. It's something that she's written especially for you. Hello, Jacinta. It is Nana here. I want to tell you I have been colouring in a book of Psalms that you gave me, Jacinta. The one I have just finished is Psalm 123, verse 3, which says, "The Lord has done great things for us." I thought that was a very appropriate verse. As you know, our prayers have finally been answered. God has chosen a good man for you to be your husband. Daniel will love and look after you for the rest of your life. It has been a long wait, but we know God has answered our prayers of many years. I believe your mum and dad were thrilled to hear the news of your engagement, but surprised you were getting married so close to your sister's wedding. When you were young, you were very much of a home girl. As an adult, you have now travelled all over the world, which is good news, with an added bonus that you haven't had to pay for it. I'm sure not too many other brides would have had that privilege. When you were a little girl, you loved coming to the farm and watching Poppy and I feed the pigs. You wanted to know if they got out of their pens. I said sometimes they do, and I wished you were here to help us get them back in again. Jacinta, you have been a wonderful granddaughter, and I appreciate your visits when you are home and your lovely letters. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person to share in this special celebration, but I will be watching from a distance via this marvellous age of technology. I will let you and Daniel continue enjoying your wedding and wish you much happiness in your future years together. Love always, Nana.
Hello, I'm Dave. I am Dan's best mate. I've known Daniel since he was taller than me, if you can imagine that. It's been a long time, probably since grade 7. We were both Darwin boys. Few people here are Darwin boys. Woo! And yeah, thanks very much. No. What can I really say? I've known Daniel a very long time. He's pretty much a brother to me. I've got another brother who's actually called Daniel, so I've got 2 Daniels. But people often say he looks more like my brother than my real brother. He's always been kind, he's always been honest, and he's always been there for me whenever I've needed someone to brag to or cry to. And he's an outstanding man and a very, very kind gentleman to pretty much everybody he ever meets. Jacinta, you found a good one. When Daniel said, "Oh, so I've met this girl, she's awesome," I'm like, "Oh, tell me about it." And he's like, "She's really good, and for some crazy reason, she likes me." And I'm like, "Well, dude, marry her, for starters. We've all been waiting, you're the last one." And that he did. And I wish you guys all the happiness and all the good times that come with marriage. There are a lot. And then, yeah, eventually little pitter-patters of bearded children. To Daniel and Jacinta.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who didn't pick that up, my name's Sonia and I am the bride's sister. When Jack told me she had met someone, I knew straight away that he was the one. Jacinta had dated a few boys, no details required tonight, but you can come see me if you want more details. Except that she's had her fair share of broken hearts. But it was something about the calmness and relaxed nature when talking about Daniel that helped me know that he was the one. Meeting Daniel and then seeing them together for the first time confirmed this for me. They're very affectionate. I thought you were going to kiss on cue there, but no. I gave you an opportunity. And comfortable with each other. It's wonderful to see her so happy with someone who obviously cares so much about her. I'm sure it was John and my wedding in November last year that provided the inspiration for them both to get married. Especially when I heard that the ring was passed from mother to son at our wedding. I remember when Jacinta was a baby, I'd hear her crying for a feed in the middle of the night, and I'd go and hold her while Mum made her bottle. So Daniel, I've been looking after my sister for her whole life, but now over to you. Good luck. She certainly has a very strong, intelligent heart and mind, but if you hurt her, just remember, I'm now married to the mob. And I'd like you to join me in raising your glass to the happy couple.
Wow, I feel like you all have high expectations now. I am not good at speeches, so I'm going to keep this really short. Firstly, thank you to my mum and dad for having me, for your beautiful words tonight and all of your support throughout my whole life. And this week in particular, I've been a bit stressed. And they've put up with me quite well. Dad's nodding, yes. But thank you for raising me to be the kind of person that another person could see themselves spending their whole lives with. So thank you. Thank you to Sonia for being my big sister. I'm her little chicken. And for being by my side today. And just, being wonderful. Thank you to John and Steve for your beautiful singing today. It was incredible, and it just means so much to me that you guys would do that. And a particular thanks to John for having had enough of my sad single state in life and feeding me just the right amount of wine and hacking into my Facebook account and setting up an online dating profile. That was a really fun night. And that was the night that we found this guy online. That's how this story all began. And to my wonderful husband. That's a really strange but wonderful thing to say. This guy, his internet dating profile said that he was looking for someone to share chocolate with. And that sounded like a pretty good deal to me. So that's where it all began. And he's been true to his word. We've shared a lot of chocolate. From our very first brunch date, which turned into pretty much an all-day event, we've talked, we've laughed, we've been incredibly silly together and supported each other through life's ups and downs. We've shared a lot. The last 2 years have been the most wonderful adventure. 2 years and 2 days. It's been a wonderful adventure getting to know you, falling in love with you, and planning our life together. I'm so glad we found each other. You're the perfect one for me, and I can't wait to start our life together.
I can just give you back the microphone, you can do my bit as well. First of all, Mum and Dad, thank you so much. So much of who I am I owe to you. From an early age, you taught me so much about what it is to be generous and caring and loving and to share of yourself. And I haven't always taken those lessons to heart, but where I have, I fully credit you guys for being in my corner, so thank you. Dave, my mate since forever ago, since lying on your bedroom floor playing computer games together while our parents hung out, going to movies that maybe we shouldn't have gone to. All the way through to this week, where every time I'm driving and I have my resting bitch face, and Dave's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? Are you stressed?" And I couldn't ask for a more faithful friend to stand beside me. I so much appreciate everything that you've done for me, and was just talking to Maddie before. There's a lot of IT work in Canberra, mate. When are you moving? I also want to thank Pastor Nikki and Pastor Franco. Nikki's known me for more than half my life, since I was just a teenager who had no clue about anything and was growing his first goatee. So many years ago. And Francis, the times we spent in that diner bemoaning my love life, I'll never forget the support. And thank you so much, both of you, for being part of my spiritual journey and bring me to the point where I could love this woman the way that she deserves to be loved. So thanks, guys. I also want to just give a shout out to Mel and Michael and also Ryan. You guys have made this weekend so easy for us. We found awesome people who can do awesome stuff and just said go and do it, and they've been incredible. So thank you so much, guys, for being part of our day. Appreciate that. And then to everyone who's sitting down, and Franco as well, who's standing up, thanks so much for coming. Everyone who's on the list to come today is someone who we love, who's part of our lives. We have, I think, a lot of family between us. Not a lot of friends maybe, but a lot of family. And everyone who's in this room is special to us. So thank you so much for coming and being a part of our day. I just need to find out who won the competition, though, on the lawn. There's a prize. Come and see me. The next dot point I have here says, Jacinta is the best. But I actually wrote this, so...
Expand on that.
Yeah, no, she is. So as she said, we met online. I always tell people the internet wanted us to be together. Of course, where else would I be looking for love other than on the internet? 2 years and 2 days later, the question wasn't whether we should get married. The question was, could I ever imagine my life without you? And the answer is no, I couldn't. And there's no one else I want to walk beside, forever. And I have to die first because I couldn't take it. So, just so you know.
Getting in first. Nice.
I never thought that I'd find someone whose weirdness would be complementary to mine in such a way. Someone who could laugh at my incredibly amusing jokes and would tolerate my honest assessment of her sense of humour.
I'm hilarious.
Someone who would eat the food that I would cook and tell me that it's awesome. You're my best friend. I love you so much, and there's no one else. There will never be anyone else for me. I believe dessert will be served shortly. I'm going to steal your job now. We'll have more lovely music. I'll take over the decks. No, I won't. Thank you so much again, everyone, for coming, for being part of our day. Sorry, I'm handsome. Well, thank you. Just enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you so much.